What it is, y'all? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I had to, I had to come in because to share and talk about a couple of things because for the ones that actually went back and seen my last experience, my last deep dive into the mushrooms. I had to, I wanted to come and talk about it. Because, like I said, what's up with it, Hugo? Sometimes when you diving in, you see things, and that's the first thing you actually really want to do is go and check it out and see if if what you seeing is actually something because you see so much at times. You see so much when you diving in, and the things that you see, a lot of it at times it seems just far fetched. It seems far fetched. So me doing what I do, going and like trying to do my research and trying to have a little bit more understanding, which I didn't have too much time to do, but I had a little time to where I just went and researched on chatbot. You feel me? As usual, a lot of people don't like chatbot, but I like chatbot because some of the things that like I said, I'll be saying, like especially when I'm in the experience, it be seeming far fetched because it's like like me seeing okay, God being separate from this thing called life and all these different things like that was like far fetched, bro. Like you like it's crazy because the first time, like the time before this last time that I dove in, I seen it and I was showed a glimpse of it. I wasn't shown all of it. I was showed a glimpse. And when I seen it, remember I talked about it a little bit, but I didn't talk about it no more because I kind of like I wanted to dive in again and get a better picture of it. So that's what I did when I went back and I dove in again. I was shown more clear, like it was clear to me, like dummy clear to where I can see it, and I'm like going, "Oh wow, this is trippy." So, you feel me? I'm like going, and it just gave me a new perspective on like God itself, and what God is, and and I don't even like really to tell the truth. Like it just gave me a new perspective that I don't like to talk about because I don't like to challenge people's beliefs. Light is back, huh? I don't like to challenge people's beliefs and what they believe and what they see because when I do, like even like I talked to somebody about this and like yeah, it was like nah, you seeing it wrong. And it's like nah, I'm not seeing it wrong. I know I'm not seeing it wrong. So like I said, I had to go and dive and find out what the monad was. Because in that video that I made afterwards, that, mysteriously just popped on my YouTube, because this is the one thing that I start to learn is when I come in and like I do lives and I'm on the psychedelics, I'm deep into the dive and I'm talking about what I'm seeing. YouTube will throw a lot of those things into my algorithm to where I'll start seeing them in my algorithm, and that's when I seen the one video of the dude talking about some of the stuff, and he brought up the monad, so I wanted to go see what the monad actually was, and now I'm gonna let you hear as we go deep into this video. I'm a play it so you can hear, what the monad is, which is crazy because Wally knew, and Wally was talking about it, but like doing the call with Wally, like you can't really hear him because I gotta had a phone up to the microphone. You feel me? So it's like too much. So this is what I found. Now we're gonna listen to it, and then I'm talk more as we usually do. So yeah, that
The
part.
monad is one of the oldest and most profound metaphysical concepts in philosophy, mysticism, and Gnostic thought. It essentially refers to the one, the absolute or the ultimate source of all existence, the undivided origin from which everything emanates. Let's break it down from a few major traditions so you can see how deep
The
and layered it
ultimate
is.
source.
1. In Pythagorean philosophy, the term monad, from Greek monas, meaning unity or oneness, originates with Pythagoras. The monad was seen as the first principle, the source of all numbers, and therefore all things. From the monad came the dyad, duality, and from that duality came multiplicity, the manifest world. Symbolically, it's the point
Oh,
before
wow,
space and
that's
time, the spark of
crazy,
creation that
bro.
unfolds into everything else. Open quote, the monad is God. It is what existed before anything else. Pythagorean teaching, close quote. 2. In Platonic and Neoplatonic thought, Plato and later Plotinus called it the one or the good. It is the ineffable source of being beyond all description, thought, or form. All reality emanates from it in a descending order. 1 the one, mon two. Nous, divine mind. 3 psyche, soul. 4 matter. The goal of the soul is to return to unity with the monad, to dissolve separation and remember its divine origin. 3. In
Damn.
Gnosticism, the monad is the true, unknowable God, beyond the demiurge, the false creator who shapes the physical world. It exists in
Exactly.
Pleroma, the fullness of divine light, and emanates a hierarchy of beings called aeons. The demiurge and material existence are seen as distant reflections of the monad's perfection, distorted by ignorance. The Gnostic quest is the reunion of the spark, soul, with the monad through gnosis, direct inner knowledge of divine truth. In Hermeticism and esotericism, the
That's
monad
them
is the
deep
divine
dives.
spark within each being, the seed of the infinite in the finite. As above, so below reflects the idea that each individual consciousness is a mirror of the original monad. To awaken spiritually is to realize the monad within yourself, to perceive that you are not separate from the one. 5. Modern interpretations. In metaphysical and scientific philosophy, the monad is sometimes equated with the quantum singularity before the Big Bang, the unified field from which energy and matter arise, the universal consciousness that experiences itself through multiplicity. In
Exactly.
essence,
Something that's like not trying to control reality, it's just constantly creating reality, it's making reality. But you have the different gods or the demiurge and these other beings that come into reality and they try to control this reality, and this reality, it doesn't have no controller, it just has a maker. So when things come into reality, they're making and creating. They're not trying to run it, but you have this other thing that's trying to control the shit and trying to control reality. And that's the God that we follow. The God that's trying to control reality. The God that said, you feel me, I'm going to destroy it and make another one. Because if like I don't have no control over it. So that will be the best thing to do. You feel me? Is to kind of destroy reality or destroy the world and create another world that would be a heavens and the earth. You feel me? It's like kind of deep, bro, because the one thing that I kept tripping off of that it was showing me was that like God, even the meaning of God was like king, like ruler, like president, or like that. It was like all these different things, like the conqueror. You feel me? The like of this shit, the trying to run this thing or control this thing. But when we even go back and we look at certain scriptures, it talks about how how when God created this, you feel me, he made it to be a certain way. It didn't go that way. Something else came in and threw it off. Something else came in and showed us good and bad, and we learned good and bad. We learned both. We wasn't just stuck in that non-knowingness of not knowing shit, bro. The shit is crazy, bro. He say the only God is found within. It's the one that controls everything outside of your body. It's the identity game. Yeah, that's what it was. That what it was saying too. Is that deeper aspect, that deeper thing that's within you, which is crazy because the one that we made outside of us is trying to control that one that is within us. That's the wow part. It's not trying. It's actually controlling the one that's inside of us. And it's like, wow, bro. But that's the deeper aspect of it. Is when you dive in, you see yourself as being the one, as being the God. You see it like I see it on every experience. And a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just don't want to. I think I don't try to accept it because I always want to go further with my ventures into the psychedelics. I want to go further. So a lot of things I come in and I'll say it, but I just won't accept it. Which it deep down inside of me, there's an aspect of me that accepted and that knows, but I be wanting to go further. Like I want to go further and keep going further. I want to step outside of all these different things that we've been taught to know. And it's like, bro, it's one of the hardest things to do. Even when you talk to people about it, it's hard for us to step out of the belief that we already hold true to, because it's like almost like you being told that your whole life is a lie. Like, bro, your life is a lie. You got everything that you ever been taught, that you ever learned, that because you depended on this thing to save you in instances. And like, think about that. Like, we did this like many a times. We say, okay, I'm gonna pray for you. Like, we didn't, but we never talked about the ones that we prayed for that didn't make it. You feel me? We like the ones that's here. We say, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you," and then we got the ones that, okay, God is protecting me. God is protecting me. Like, okay, you telling me God is protecting you, but He's not protecting nobody else, only you. So what makes you? What makes one person more special than these drive-bys or these certain things that happen, like that airplane, that helicopter that just crashed, and that little boy was up under that helicopter and almost lost his life, but they pulled him up out of it. What makes one person different from anybody else that's here? This is what start let you know, like, even the controller or the ruler, this God thing that's what it's doing. You feel me? It's controlling our reality, or like helping make this reality that we believe in, this construct right here. And it's like weird because once you step outside of it, you see it. Like, you see it clearly, and it's like, whoa, like, bro, like, I wouldn't have never thought that I would have been this far on my psychedelic journeys right now. I wouldn't have never thought I would have been this far. It's like, no. I always every time I dive in, like, a lot of times I would want to see the God character. I would want to, like, see this thing, you feel me? And the thing that was emanating itself was the thing that was actually controlling reality, and putting trying to control reality, but didn't really have control over reality. But it was the same story over and over again, and it didn't matter who you went and followed or who you went and read the story with. They were sharing the same story over and over again. Like, if you notice, everybody was saying the same story in order to keep us in that loop. And in order to get outside of that loop, like it always said, bro, you got to come to this shit as a child. You got to let everything go. You got to let all the beliefs that you have go. You have your belief in people, your belief in anything that's close to you. You got to kind of let it go in order to break the cycle. And it's like one of the hardest things to do. It's not easy to do, to break the thing that you created over all your life. Like, you spent your life creating yourself, and the things that you took in, you took and made facts. That person God doesn't do, but we still will worship the same God. You feel me? Because the infinite is created. It does.